whenever you're ready.
Planned Parenthood may not have a direct effect on you today, but it has the potential to in the future. Many women around us, even if we don't realize it, are majorly impacted by Planned Parenthood. My aunt's friend was at work just having a normal day when suddenly something changed. And she started feeling severe pain in her low abdomen, and she knew that with her job she didn't have very good health care, and so she knew going to a regular doctor wouldn't be a very good thing on her low income. As the day continued, she tried to put away the pain, but it continually got worse. She decided to call Planned Parenthood because she's heard so many good things about it financially in the past. She called them and they gave her an estimate, and she was relieved of how much she would save going to Planned Parenthood. They made her an appointment the same day, and they discovered that she had a large cyst and multiple tumors in her ovaries. They quickly guided her to a gynecologist that would remove them as quickly as possible. Because of Planned Parenthood, today she now has a son and daughter that are healthy because of Planned Parenthood's quick actions and ability to meet her financial needs. According to political tax on Planned Parenthood performed 770,000 Pap tests to prevent cervical cancer, which was the leading cause of death of women before this screen became widely available through Planned Parenthood. Planned Parenthood is one of the most important healthcare institutions in the country. It prevents cervical cancer and actually increases the percentage of women becoming mothers. Instead of associating Planned Parenthood with abortion, think of the healthcare services they provide, such as preventing cervical cancer and allowing women to strive to be healthy for themselves and their future children. Today, I will be asking you to do 3 things. Recognize your opinion of Planned Parenthood, review your rights that we deserve and what we will be taking away from others, and try to look at a different perspective of Planned Parenthood and what you believe that it is and what it actually benefits. First, ask yourself, what do you believe? Is your opinion based on your moral beliefs, view of reproductive health, or women's rights? Whatever it may be, consider looking at a difference of what Planned Parenthood's actions can make. Also stated by political tax on Planned Parenthood, stripping Planned Parenthood of federal funding would also sacrifice the 97% of health care opportunities it provides that has nothing to do with abortion, from which many people benefit directly from. 1 in 5 American women have used the group services, and 4 out of 3 of those are considered to have low income. Planned Parenthood is no different than any other thing in the world. Why does one service that is actually not performed by every clinic define your entire opinion of the organization? Planned Parenthood has been there tremendously for low-income families during a health and financial crisis, and its main goal is to provide the essential service that these families need. Why should we, just regular people in the world, be able to limit one's opportunities just because of something that we believe? Since when has restricting and decreasing one's abilities become an enforced law in some states? If I had a friend who liked something that I really didn't think was right, but it really benefited them, do I have that right to take that away from them? I don't think I do. This includes taking away prevention services, which could also lead people to have screenings and examinations to better their health. Even though these people may not be able to afford it, they are trying to better their health, and Planned Parenthood is helping them. In the long run, taking services away from patients can prevent someone of finding out they have cancer or any other serious condition. My next point, while that is still fresh in your mind, is when you hear of Planned Parenthood, think of the low-income patients that are striving to be healthy for themselves and others. The low-income patients, mostly women, are striving to be better for themselves while fighting through the obstacle of having little to no health care while bettering their health. Through the obstacles, they don't have very good health care, but they are trying to better themselves and through healthcare services, and these services provided by Planned Parenthood only have 3% abortion-related services, says Lindsay. Planned Parenthood services are needed to be healthy, needed to gain health, and innocent patients go to Planned Parenthood may also be presented with obstacles. These obstacles include protests and riots. These riots and protests take place outside Planned Parenthoods, and it scares away patients. People may not realize these patients are going to Planned Parenthood for health-related services that have nothing to do with abortion. These services include cancer screenings and even prenatal care. These patients are scared away from strangers who are disrespecting them and yelling at them for having so-called abortions that they never came to Planned Parenthood to have or have even thought about. What is different? Discrediting a patient going to Planned Parenthood who is innocent of any abortion-related services and just a regular patient going to the doctor's office. This is one service, abortions. Why is the entire organization and patients involved in the organization blamed for a small percentage of a service that they had nothing to do with in the first place? Planned Parenthood's purpose is not to give abortions, it is to give healthcare services that are essential to our needs. We should not be the reason that these rights are taken away from other people. In conclusion, Planned Parenthood's main goal is to provide low-cost opportunities, not abortions. Imagine being in a rough spot in your life financially and coming up with a healthcare issue. You may not be in the financial state to provide for this medical health attention that you need. Luckily, hopefully, Planned Parenthood is still prominent in our world at this day and will be able to help you like they do the patients right now. Please rethink limiting people's rights and beliefs. Do not discredit actions of Planned Parenthood. Do not discredit the people who go to Planned Parenthood, because just going to Planned Parenthood does not mean someone is pro-abortion or bad people in general. It just means that they are strong enough to go and receive healthcare services where they cannot afford it. When you think of Planned Parenthood, think of the low-income patients who are striving for themselves to be better and for others.
So what's the actual difference between going to Planned Parenthood, if you know? I just wondered what the actual difference in price is from going to Planned Parenthood to actually going to a hospital for screening, you know?
It'd probably depend on exactly what screening it is, but I know through Planned Parenthood, through the federal funding they had, that depending on your income at the time, it could range. It's usually lower than the actual price of hospitals, and it can even be no cost at all, depending on your income.
Is it just strictly funded by the federal government, or do state governments pay for it too?
I'm not sure if state governments pay for it too, but I know they get a lot of donations that help support them.
She took the question. So, how is Planned Parenthood kind of combating like all of the talk in the media right now?
They're just trying to conclude that they bring out percentages of the health services they provide, and they're trying to say that they have more of these services than abortion-related services, so they're trying to exclude the fact that they're not for abortions completely.
Everybody done writing?